Welcome back to The Talk. One of Scotland's top private schools is set to allow children as young as 12 to change gender and use different pronouns without their parents' knowledge. George Watson's College in Edinburgh has drawn up new guidelines that say that pupils aged 12 and over would, quote, usually be deemed competent, close quote, to demand their parents were not informed if they chose to adopt a new gender. The school, which charges nearly 16 grand a year, is in consultation with parents over the policy. The principal insists the school is merely following legal obligations under Scottish law and denied it's an ideological agenda. Schools in England are awaiting government guidance on gender issues, but it's expected to demand parents are informed of any changes. So there could be quite a divergence there between what goes on north of the border and here. I feel, we've talked about this before, I actually feel really strongly about this. I just don't think it's right for schools to adopt the position of loco parentis. You know, why? How can that possibly morally be right? For schools to take on a kind of position of superiority over the very people who are more invested in those children, the happiness and well-being of those children than anyone else in the world or should be. Now, I have a feeling I know what Nicola's going to say, which is that if the child hasn't informed their parents, there must be some sort of good reason for that. However, surely the way to work that out is via a collaboration between the school and the parents, because by not telling the parents, you're only going to increase that dichotomy. You're only going to make the division between the child and their own parents worse, if anything.
I think I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I think considering this is a private school. 16 grand a year.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
And they are consulting parents on this. It's not as though parents aren't being involved in the conversation. And yeah, you're absolutely right. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's like, I don't think that teachers should be required legally to inform parents to out children's sexuality. You know, if a boy...
12-year-olds don't have a sexuality as staff. I mean,
they do. Really? They might come out as gay at school. Yeah, certainly. In my school, we did. We had a lad in our school who came out as gay, and I don't think it is right, like we have in the media. You can't out somebody in the media as being gay. I don't think it's right if they think that there is a risk to the child. But I think that they should talk to the child and say, are you worried about telling mum and dad that you might be gay or you might be a lesbian or that you're... And let's just be really clear, we're not talking about surgical transitioning or medical transitioning. It's just saying, I feel like a he or I feel non-binary.
At my school, boys and girls weren't allowed to kiss. You weren't allowed to snug your girlfriend in school. If you did, they'd have sent a letter home saying, JJ's been caught kissing Jenny again. If I was caught kissing a boy, they should also send a letter home saying, JJ's been caught kissing Billy. So, so in terms of outing, you don't think the school should out the child. The school's responsibility is to tell the parents what the child is up to when the parent is not there.
And they do. I mean, in every other aspect, you know, if your child doesn't turn up in the morning or bunks off school, they're straight down your throat with an email. If you know there's something that's happened at school where there's been a head injury, they tell you. So, you know, everybody who's been a parent...
They're asking you permission to use sun cream or give a child an aspirin.
So just to take JJ's point there, in that case, you know, saying if girls were kissing boys and if boys were kissing boys, that would also mean that teachers would have to call home to say, by the way, JJ fancies a girl. JJ's straight.
No, if I was kissing a girl, then they'd have to do it. I'm not saying they should out them in terms of, oh, we think your son's gay or we think your son's straight. But if you're breaking the rules, it doesn't matter.
Yes, rules. You're not listening to what I'm saying, which is under... No, you're not. It's not... If you're going to call a parent to say, oh, by the way, JJ's kissed a boy, you would also have to, in using your example, say, oh, we think that Johnny might be gay or Johnny's come out as non-binary. You'd also have to say, oh, by the way, Johnny's come out as cisgender.
No, just have to call him and say, JJ kissed the boy. With no kissing's allowed at school.
We're not talking about kissing here.
Okay.
I'm not talking about kissing, we're talking about sexuality. Let me just have a minute to make this really clear.
You've had a lot of minutes, I haven't had
No. Well, I can see a lot of confusion.
No,
if you're calling a parent to say, I think your son is gay, or I think your daughter is a lesbian, Why are they not calling to say, by the way, your child has come out as straight?
A school would never do that.
Because we're assuming that straight is
it's not about that. It's not about that. It's about it's not about that. It's about the basic governance. It's about the basic governance of... Am I allowed to say anything here?
Sorry, I was just answering yourself.
Basic governance of... No, well, you can answer in a minute. Basic governance of schools. You cannot tell me that it would be the right default position for any educational establishment to withhold information from parents willfully. And that's the end.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
Also, schools would never... A school, as far as I'm aware, and I've got some experience of this, a school wouldn't just ring a parent and say, we think your daughter's gay. I mean, they just wouldn't... That would never take
This is very similar
like
to that, saying your daughter identifies as non-binary. And they do withhold information that they don't deem important, such as, oh, hello, Mr and Mrs Thorp, your daughter is straight and she fancies a boy in the year above.
I've had 4 children, right, at 4 different schools, probably 8 different schools. They've never withheld information at all. Never once.
How would you know?
I don't think we should ever encourage...
Because I know my children and I speak to them.
I don't think we should ever encourage our kids, 12 and under, whatever, to be having secrets with adults.
Right.
And keep it from us.
Who are not the parents.
But they have access to condoms and sex.
Yeah, they can do, but
without telling their mum and dad.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's not an adult who could perhaps be doing anything with my child and keeping secrets with them.
Not.
They can under 16.
Well, in that case, then somebody's encouraging child abuse if that's happening.
No.
If people are circulating condoms to 12-year-olds, that's encouraging child abuse.
No school is doing that.
No.
But I do also see Nicola's point about the fact that, you know, if you're 12 and you're kind of finding it difficult to talk to your parents for whatever reason, then it might be one of those things where I'm just saying that I can understand why if you're 12...
Talk to your auntie. Don't tell a teacher what's going on with you, and then expect your teacher to not tell me.
Yes, I think that's probably the point, isn't it?
That.
It's about maybe saying to children, actually, you know, if you have any issues that you want to talk about, then find somebody you can talk to, but maybe
call me. I'll deal with it. As a promise. Any kids out there want to call and talk to me?
Should be in bed by now, mate.
Yeah.
Doing up this late. Get to bed.
Yeah, don't listen to her.